For 12-year-olds in Singapore, a major exam called the PSLE decides the next few years of their lives. What happens if they don't make the grade?
Alamak, after all these years, I failed. Why?
Two schools keep the faith in these students.
In this school, there will always be a second chance. Hey! People are failing.
In this series, we gain never-before access into these classrooms.
No need to use this with me, eh?
Many of you are so scared to give your answers, so scared of failing.
We meet the teachers and students who won't be beaten.
Thank you for sharing the song,
I think failure is a decision. It is not an outcome.
The best part is that eureka moment when you do hit it. You do hit that sweet spot. A shoe with wheels on it. It's called a... Good. I got it. I understand. So this is what reading is about.
This is school life as you've never seen before.
Hormones and growing, puberty.
Don't judge us. We have talents.
I think if you look at education, the word failure should never be used even in the first place to describe anyone. A child should never be labelled as a failure at any point of his educational life because it's a case of learning faster or learning slower relative to the peers.
Some of them telling, Mr. Lu, I'm 14 years old already. How many more years to try? I say, you're still young. You got many milestones to walk in your life.
Read.
At Assumption Pathway School, the day begins at 7:45 with 15 minutes of silent reading.
Read.
The idea is to get students into the habit of reading, while those who are especially weak get extra attention from teachers. Sham Luke is a former Air Force navigator with a reputation for being tough on students.
So you know the meaning of truancy? What is truancy?
Outside the lessons, I say, if you have any problem, you can come talk to me. We can go out, we can play games and everything. I mean, lesson is strictly lessons.
Okay, I need to speak to your mom because your MC is over the limit. Okay, come 2 days now, come to school.
At the end of the day, you don't catch whatever I teach. I'm not going to be the loser, you are the losers.
My goodness! And look at the words. It grows larger and larger and larger. And
At the other end of the hall is Chin Xiao Yun, an educational psychologist.
he knocked Bridget into the fish tank.
Miss Chin's job is to improve the literacy levels of the weaker students at Assumption Pathway.
The alligator, that's right. Good education's my business. So anything that gets in the way of learning and education, you want to do something about it. So are you all right? Still down, still feeling depressed. Why? Because home. There are certain students whom emotional regulation is a challenge.
I ended up being able to see my brother and mother started
Quarreling. But I told you, right? I mean, this is something that they have to solve themselves. It shouldn't be that it affects your work. Right? Like it or not, our emotions affect our learning. And if there is something nagging at them because of something that happened at home or the day before, I need to help them get it out of their system so that they are ready to learn for the day.
In Singapore, the primary school leaving examination is the first major exam that students take. Every year, about 1% of the cohort fail.
Somehow the perception is that they are not as good. They are not as intelligent as their friends who managed to go into mainstream secondary school.
NorthLight and Assumption Pathway were started to address the dropout rate of those who failed their PSLE. Unlike in mainstream schools, where the focus is on academic subjects,
That's right. Good.
students here learn the basics of a technical education, plus English,
The worst is not here. The worst must be
AM? Is it more than 12? No.
simple maths, and computer skills. After 4 years, they will either continue their vocational studies or enter full-time work.
I'm really hoping that most of them, when they exit APS, their self-esteem has been boosted, or at least they have come to the realization that they are worth more than what they can achieve academically.
you're very good in this lesson.
Thank you.
Today, the dropout rate has fallen from 4% in 2000 to less than 1%. At NorthLight, what helps are free school buses and a games room that opens for early birds.
Wondering how come Kaiser doesn't come and see me in office anymore. Huh? By the way, everything is fine with you? Huh?
Martin Tan has been principal of NorthLight School for 4 years.
I want to see the teamwork, okay? Good passing, yes. Wow, what a shot! I'm quite an outgoing person. I like to go and speak to people. I see that the teacher is returning you your maths papers. Yeah, so how did you all do? Pass! Well done, very good. And after all, a school is a people business.
For Martin, keeping students in education is a constant challenge. That's why at his school, the gates are never shut on latecomers.
Latecomers still ring? Yeah, good morning. Huh? Yosh, could you tuck in your shirt, please? Huh? Hey, Yosh, come. Tuck it in properly. I know you have exam. Tuck in your shirt first. Okay? The key to success for the students is attendance. When we actually have them in school, even though they are late, we have this avenue to continue to speak to the students and advise them and encourage them that tomorrow they can do better, next week they can do better. But imagine if you turn them away at the gate, you don't even have a chance with them. Woke up late. Huh? Okay, quickly go and join your class. Huh? Okay. When you see someone arriving to school late, the first thing to do is not to come down hard on the student, and but to understand what caused the student to come late. Come quickly. What happened this morning? Oh, you were working yesterday? Oh, so you work from what time to what time?
Yesterday, I go home around midnight.
You work till midnight. So, when you understand that, then your approach would be different. That you would encourage the student. You would already compliment the student for the great effort of still making it to school. Okay, so tomorrow I don't want to see you here. I want to see you in the hall for flag raising. Thank you. Okay.
But sometimes, despite best efforts to keep students in school, Martin doesn't always succeed.
You give it another try. Don't give up. Serious.
At 10 o'clock, he will face one of his biggest challenges as principal.
But if you don't know what you want to do now, I'm actually quite worried for you. When your mother tell me, when you don't come to school, what do? You are at your friend's house, helping out housework, all this. Is that really what you should be doing at this age?
This is the third time this year that NorthLight principal Martin Tan is meeting this Year 4 student and her mum. With just 6 months to graduation, the girl wants to drop out of school and start working full-time. Her mother hasn't been able to change her mind.
She promised me to change, but still, and she never feel any guilt, no sense of guilt.
All I want to hear is the students say, I want to learn. Once I hear the students say, I want to learn, surely we will help the student no matter what. I asked Ms. Ambrose to give you makeup on housekeeping, how to help you catch up, since you are interested in housekeeping. But if you don't know what you want to do now.
Martin Tan is running out of options. If the girl quits now, she'll lose not just an education, but also the chance to get the minimum qualifications needed for future studies or even a better job.
You give it another try. Don't give up. Serious. Mr. Tan advise you. Mr. Tan talk until my mouth dry already now. Okay? So, you tell me what you want to do now.
Sometimes it's like that when you work with young people. They have a certain idea, certain thing they want to do, and no matter how you dissuade them, they will not change their mind. And the best way then is to let her try what she has in mind.
Find work.
Find work. On your own? Where?
I will find lah.
So we made a deal. I'll give her 1 month to try out what it's like in the working world. And after 1 month, we will review whether she should return to school. Some of these cases are very peculiar to the NorthLight context. And as a result, for me as principal, there are no formulas out there.
You haven't put your brush yet. You must put your brush first. Okay? Go and get all the brushes first. You see? See the water trip marks? You see here?
For Sham Luke, there's also no formula to follow when dealing with the students of Assumption Pathway School.
First thing you did is wrong.
His subject is Infocom technology.
Wow.
But to his students, he teaches them much more.
有时候我们班里面有人不利，他就会罚我们啊，因为还要我们团结在一起，他不要像别班那样，连自己 classmate 都不利，那真他讲觉得太好笑了。
Shift 5. Shift.
here.
They always say, Mr. Luke is my godfather because he showed me the right path. Even though he's very strict, he scolded me and everything, but he showed me what is life, what is importance of life. How many of you here loves your dad?
Today, the class will be making a Father's Day bookmark. It looks like a straightforward exercise, but it isn't.
When I told them, you're going to do a Father's Day mark, some of them reluctant. Because I asked them why, because I don't like my father and everything. Anyone else, the father is too strict. Every day cane, every day come back home, do any mistake cane. So they must be thinking, of course, Mr. Luke must have a good father, a mother, because he's a teacher, what? He must have gone through a proper education. That strict? Huh? I can hear. Okay, who else? Let me tell you something.
Seeing that he's losing the attention of his students, Mr. Luke decides to reveal a secret.
Okay, let me tell you. Only 2P3 know my life story. Okay? Because I got no parents. Okay? No father, no mother. Okay? Since I was born, 2 weeks baby, throw me away. Throw me away. Serious, huh? Mr. Luke is not joking. So I was found by the cleaner, 1975. Okay? The cleaner called up the police. The police brought me to the welfare home.
所以你是怎么样看 Mr. Luke 的？
非常尊敬啊，因为他小时候是这么坏的，可是现在还能当老师，我觉得是很神奇的。
Who leads you all in life? Father. Who give you advices? Father. Okay, so father is one of the biggest motivational in life. Clear? I went through a lot of failures. So I say, if you fail anything, work hard for it. Achieve it, you will get it.
And please don't aggress towards your poor parents and your poor. More I say, more you aggressive. Always before.
As an educational psychologist, Chin Xiaoyun focuses on the weaker students at Assumption Pathway. Her job is to understand what makes them unable to learn and fill in the gaps.
I really am not used to your hood. Every time I look around, I get spooked out. Can you please remove your hood? Really, you don't want to? Okay, then I'll just have to adapt to you. Okay. Visual drill.
This afternoon, Miss Chin has a session with Keith and Jin Wei. They are 16, but they have the reading ability of primary school kids.
Now you are in trouble.
Working with Keith poses particular challenges for Miss Chin.
Okay, very
He's temperamental and has problems focusing. That's because Keith has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD.
On good days, his performance is so perfect. Keith, what are we gonna do now? Okay. But on bad days like today, when he is moody, he's off. Just watch me. Just focus on me. Okay? On me? What? No. Am I that ugly? Actually, of the two, Keith is a stronger reader. And Keith is a better speller, better at writing, expressing himself. But at the same time, he struggles so much with staying focused. This letter can also make a sound in front of which letter? Does it make a sound?
With the mid-year exams just around the corner, Keith must learn to focus.
It's okay, Keith. Concentrate. When I build a good relationship with my students, they are that more likely to pay full attention to me. And if I were to chide them, like just now when Keith was distracted, I said, Keith, now it's not funny anymore. Focus. Your exams are coming. If he doesn't have a relationship with me, who cares, right? But because there is a certain amount of trust, he knows that I do it because I care enough. He will try his best to pay attention. The last two letters of that word.
ADHD is a common diagnosis among students at Assumption Pathway and NorthLight. It's not just homework they need help with, but also their moods.
Teacher, where did I throw the frisbee? I never see you. Me.
At NorthLight and Assumption Pathway, about 1/3 of students have a diagnosed learning need. One of them is Joash Lim. He has ADHD. It makes him easily distracted and prone to outbursts.
The first time I met Joash is during the first day of school. He came here. He appeared very rowdy, and is quite defiant to teachers' instructions.
I sing song.
And he shouted and cried, and perhaps he's not ready for the school environment yet on the first day.
I want to help you my talent. Who's this? Sunshine City. Star Linda. Teacher, today what day?
Right now, Joash is in a good mood.
I'm the king, I'm the boss, I'm the tiger.
It's Thursday, and Joash and the rest of Class 1A4 are at the stables for a weekly interaction with horses. What is for these kids a fun excuse to escape the classroom has a more serious objective. Many of NorthLight's students need help to rebuild their self-esteem. And the idea is that through interaction with horses, these kids will over time learn to build confidence, character, and attitude.
Okay.
For students like Joash, the sessions will also teach him to moderate his moods and behavior.
I'll go buy water. I'm going to buy water. See, I want to buy water.
You don't go inside, it's okay?
Teacher, where did I throw the frisbee? I never see you. Me.
Let's go see Sandy and the horse. Come on. Mr. Ash, look at me, please. Come on.
Wait, I want to jump first.
Joash, you need to come see your horse. Sandy's waiting for you so you can be with the horse today, all right?
Working with Joash requires patience, but over time, he has responded to the school's efforts.
Hands out. We're going to do a whole circle. Remember, we have to be persistent. Good. And what can you say to Jamie? That's nice.
Thank you.
Good. And how about to John?
Thank you, John. You're helpful.
Joash is a great boy. He is someone with a great attitude and a strong desire to learn.
Thank you for helping me.
Good. And what would you like to say to Sandy?
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for looking at me.
Joash is always the first one to raise up the hand to participate. He has a very good learning spirit and a persevering spirit that he has.
And off they go, this is heat number 1. If you're running, keep going, don't stop, don't give up, and enjoy today's event.
And there's no better showcase for Joash's can-do spirit than the school's annual sports meet.
And they're off, the year 3 girls are off, neck to neck.
For 3 consecutive Fridays, all 800 NorthLight students will be down at the tracks. Unlike other schools, competition is open to all. It's not about winning, it's about taking part.
Great job to all the girls, let's give them all a big round of applause.
Many of the students may sometimes give up too easily because of the challenges they have experienced in the earlier years. So we keep on encouraging them to keep trying, do your best. Even if you don't win, it's okay, but don't give up, you know. If you fail by 1 mark, it's okay, you know, don't give up.
Let's give them all a big round of applause, everybody. The year 1 boys, come on, Joash.
This morning, Joash has signed up for 3 races. But after his second event, the 200-meter sprint, it looks like he may have bitten off more than he can chew. But Joash can't rest just yet. There's one more event to go, and it's a tough one, the 800-meter race.
And off they go, this is year 1, 800 meters finals, 2 rounds around the tripwire. Some of our teachers running with them, and even our principal, Mr. Martin, is supporting them. Come on, guys, come on, NorthLight, let's give them all a big round of applause. The first round of the 800-meter race.
NorthLight is a very unique school. We accept students no matter what their strengths and challenges. Most importantly, we give every student hope that no matter what they've experienced in the past, if they were to work hard, give their best, that they can succeed.
Don't give up. You might have, started the race a bit later, but keep going. You're going to get there. You will get there.
Let's give Joash an applause, everybody. Come on. Let's go, guys. Come on, let's go. NorthLight School, I want all of us to put our hands together and come on, let's support them all the way to the finishing line. Come on. Let's give them our support.
I'm not the last, right?
No, you're not the last one. You're not the last